I could be wrong. I have to check my science on this later on, but I heard that like a full-on spoon of nutmeg can literally like cause brain damage.
But why?
I don't know.
Is it like arsenic or something?
All right, time to Google.
Time to Google some
Can
science.
nutmeg kill people? My favorite murder.
Yeah.
Wrong podcast.
We're gonna find out that people are starting to poison each other with. They just gave him too much nutmeg. And so,
Oh my God.
They'll call it the pumpkin spice murders because like only around this time of year do men just start dropping dead because like
Pumpkin spice
women keep getting them like pumpkin spice drinks, but then they keep lacing it with too much nutmeg. And like, no, just drink the whole thing. You'll really like it.
Like, oh my
Drink
God.
the whole thing quickly.
All these Starbucks just keep popping up.
Well, we're here for another full episode of Everyone Sucks Here. And we're your hosts.
Well, this is the weirdest interaction. I'm Sam.
I'm AJ. Hi.
She cut out.
Are you sure?
cut
Are
out,
you
yeah.
sure you're AJ?
We got the she. We just heard the I'm she.
Oh,
Fucking
I
Discord.
am. Or he, whatever.
We're gonna be working on Sushi's audio here so that we can not have Sushi cut out as often with Discord. We're gonna figure it out.
we need to get Sushi a new computer.
Oh, yeah,
and
we
need
do.
to teach Sushi to close her tabs.
No, you will never take that from me.
I say that, but I literally on my laptop, it's like
It's the worst
I
thing
have
I've ever
so many
seen.
tabs open all the
It's the
time.
worst thing I've
Tab
ever
or
seen.
Get the fuck out, okay? I know where everything is.
My biggest problem is a lot of times I'll be on a site or a web page or whatever, and then I will see something that I need to click it, but I don't want it to take me away from that. So I'm like, oh, we'll open it in a new tab, obviously. But then I just keep going down that chain, and I'm like,
New tab.
yeah. So like, I don't ever want to get rid of the one I originally had. So
You know they make bookmarks for a reason, right?
yeah,
But I never remember the bookmark.
exactly.
You know, I used to
use the tab.
bookmark stuff a lot until that got out of hand, and then you go to the bookmarks, and then you just have like a list of random shit. And
Exactly,
it's
just scrolling.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh
well,
my God, I can't
might
remember
as
the
well
last.
keep
I can't remember the
50
last time
tabs
I
open.
bookmarked something.
I bookmarked some stuff the other day for like some videos that I'm making, but even then, it's probably just gonna get lost because I
Yeah.
barely ever use my bookmarks. Like
Yeah.
I just memorize every website I need to go to and go to it, or I forget it and never go there again.
Yep, pretty
Ever.
much.
Yeah.
You know, small tangent, but like somebody reached out to me the other day about my meanie old website from like 2009, the Save Shack Fu website that I have. Yeah, so somebody reached out.
Video game?
Yeah, so there's basically, very long story short, I essentially have the largest collection of Shaq Fu. I have a whole bunch of copies of Shaq Fu, not just
How many do you own?
I don't know, it's a lot, but
Why?
like I said, there's literally a story, but I'm not going to go into the whole story because that would be a whole thing on itself. But like I have them for every console known to man, including like the fucking Commodore Amiga, which comes on 6 floppy disks. I have the beta cartridge on the Super Nintendo, literally a fucking prototype cartridge of Shaq Fu, right? I got a lot of Shaq Fu. It was a meme that got out of hand early in the 2000s, right? And then we had this website called SaveShackFu.com, and it was like a rival site to a site where they destroyed Shaq Fu, right? It's a whole fucking stupid thing. Anyway, somebody emailed me and they were like, "Hey, I'm making a YouTube video about this. Can you answer some questions?" Like, okay, sure, whatever. And then they were asking like if I still keep up the site. I'm like, no, I mean I pay for the fucking
Domain.
the domain, but I don't update it anymore. And I realized as I was typing out, I was like, the reason I don't upkeep that anymore, besides the fact that I just don't care, it was the fact that like websites don't really fucking exist anymore. Like once like social media really like came into like the limelight, everything fun about the internet is kind of gone. You know, like it used to be like
Finding like weird niche websites.
yeah, they're all fucking
you're
gone.
Right, AJ.
Like you know, like that website was popular, and I had like hundreds of thousands of fucking like clicks to that website. People would email me all the time, like literally sending me their copies of Shaq Fu. Like that was also the same like year that like YouTube was coming out, you know? So
Yeah.
YouTube hadn't taken off yet. I mean, I remember like watching like the Angry Video Game Nerd, but he used to post his stuff to his actual website. When people made videos, they didn't post them on YouTube. They posted them on their own websites. And now it's like everybody does all their advertising on like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. It's only social media sites that people really go to, and all these like fun little meme sites, they just don't really exist anymore.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I remember going to a website this woman ran where she was a cake decorator. It's called Cake Rex. That's what I was trying to think of. It's called Cake Rex, where people would submit like the worst looking cake decorations from like Walmart bakers and stuff. It was hilarious. Or like the mistakes, like they'd say, they'd say like write this, but then they put in parentheses, this is what I want, and then they would write the word that was in parentheses on the cake, so they got it, and it'd be like, put this in green, like put his name in green. Like, why the fuck wouldn't you just call somebody and be like, you want this on your cake? But oh man, I used to scroll through that for fucking hours when I first found it, because she had so many submissions to look through. Or like, what was the meme website? Like
Newgrounds?
Can I has cheeseburger?
Oh, yeah.
.com or something like that?
Yeah, like that was basically like E-Bombs World and things like that.
Website. I can have cheeseburger. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to browse that for fucking hours while I was at one of my office jobs and had nothing to do.
And that's the funny thing too, is like, because all those little silly meme sites used to be a thing, like Google used to work differently too. Like now if you Google something, if I'm like, if I Google a random video game term, I'm either going to be taken to like GameFAQs, or it's going to be like somebody's Twitter or somebody's fucking Facebook, and like that's where you end up going, or fucking Pinterest. Like
I was about to say,
to Google anything and you end up at fucking Pinterest.
Pinterest literally ruined the search engine. It fucking ruined it.
Yeah, like, it's just another search engine.
It's just another search engine.
And it used to be like you could Google something, and like, do you remember how like you'd Google something and like at the bottom of the page you'd be like Google, and like you could click the different O's for different pages.
Yeah.
And you'd click like, I'm gonna go into the 8th O, it's like the 8th page, and just find a random fucking website, and you'd end up in someone's like weird like personal FTP server, but you're looking at all their weird personal pictures and shit that they have. But it's just, you could find weird shit on the internet. You can't fucking find that shit anymore. So it bugs me. I miss the Wild West of the internet. I hate how social media has basically taken all of that away. Like, that's all we find now. It's just the social media sites. You Google something, you're gonna find a YouTube video on it because Google owns fucking YouTube. Like,
yep.
So that was just a weird little tangent that I was reminded of the other day because of that. But yeah,
God, I haven't thought about that in forever.
The internet isn't as fun.
It's not as fun anymore.
Yeah.
It's not as fun anymore.
I mean, I grew up in a time when like my little like clique of people all had websites, but they were basically blogs. They were blogs before blogs became a thing.
Yeah.
Instead of having a live journal, we all made websites and had blogs, and we would redo the fucking layout all the time, and like it was very artsy in a way, and I did that for years. That's how I learned how to code. Is I taught myself. That's how I learned how to use fucking before I could afford, or whatever, with Photoshop. I had fucking Paint Shop Pro and MS Paint. I would literally pixel per pixel in MS Paint design fucking layouts, and that's how I learned how to do graphic design. It's fucking insane to think about that now.
All that
with Teen Open Diary.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm real old.
Shit.
Teen Open Diary, and then MySpace a little bit too.
Yeah.
You could code.
MySpace was around the time where things like, it was like social media was still there. Like it was there, but it was still emerging. So like you weren't getting directed to people's MySpace all the time. Like if I Googled something, I'm not being taken to a fucking MySpace or Facebook page.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I had my live journal is still up. Good luck to anybody trying to find it, but it still exists, and it is hilarious.
Wow.
It is very funny. I still have my website up on my old fucking like Angel Fire account.
Oh my
Every now and then I could log into that and find some bullshit on there.
GeoCities?
See,
I was a GeoCities kid.
I was GeoCities too, but GeoCities shut down. They got rid of it.
Yeah, I
but
know.
Angel Fire still exists.
Yeah,
so like,
they do.
No, it doesn't.
It does. I can still log into my Angel Fire account right now and show you all the dirty details.
Every once in a while, when I'm looking up something ridiculous, I will find an Angel Fire link, and it'll surprise me every time. This shit's still open. It still looks fucking 1998.
You want to go see a funny website? Go to angelfire.com/vi/zgamesoftware.
Oh,
that
already forgot the link, but
exactly.
Okay.
Yo,
that was a real website that I had about a bunch of dumb bullshit. Most of it's not even there anymore. Think we? Oh,
did we lose internet?
I don't think so.
What happened here?
I don't know.
It just dropped, right?
It just dropped, yeah. Your video's gone, but we're back up.
That's weird.
Thanks, Discord.
Yeah, thanks. I guess it just shat the bed at the same time. That's weird.
Yeah. Oh, well. Well, more editing to do. Take it to the shop.
Sorry.
Take it to the shop.
So that being said, this little trip down memory lane here, I'm sure we could literally do like an entire episode about like old websites and shit that we used to visit, but
Maybe we should
do like a little bonus episode at some point about this shit. Mm-hmm. But if you guys want to hear that, let us know.
Yeah, like weird pioneering internet stuff.
And people could submit their favorite ones.
Oh, yeah.
So what we've been doing in my Discord every Friday night is, we have movie night, right? But then after the movie, we all really just go and talk about and show each other our favorite, like, beginning of YouTube videos, and it's insane to see like where YouTube went. Like just seeing stuff like your absolutely ridiculous bullshit, AJ.
If my favorites on YouTube, I was pretty good about favoriting some weird shit, and so consistently, almost every Friday, it boils down to just what's the bullshit AJ is going to dig out of his YouTube, because there's like 350 favorited videos. And
I don't think I've ever favorited a video.
I didn't even know that was possible until like 2 years ago. I didn't even have a YouTube account until like 2 years ago.
So meanwhile, my shit will be like, oh, look, this is 14 years old. Yeah. Here we go. Let's see what this was.
Yeah.
So. But if you guys have any, if you guys want to hear us talk about some old internet days or old websites or whatever the fuck, something a little bit different, let us know. Hit us up. Contact at everyonesuckshare.com or ESH podcast on Twitter.
That would be so much fun to go through. I would love that.
Yeah, we'll have to. If we did something like that, we'll have to plan it out a little bit. But we could definitely do something like that.
Yeah,
be the fun.
Tell us about like your favorite weird websites that you used to go to, or some like cult video you used to watch. I want to talk about it.
I know, I do too.
I'm even willing to put myself out there and read some of my live journal entries. Typos and all.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
They're
the cringier
hilarious.
the better.
Typos and like dumb, like not even like emo bullshit, but like they're pretty fucking stupid. Like,
God.
Oh, they're good.
I don't even want to look at my live journal.
Is open diary still a thing?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I wonder.
Well,
I'll try.
I wouldn't know what my username or my password was.
I wouldn't know what my username is, what my email address was. I wouldn't know.
I can't even get into my old MySpace.
Well, for now, let's satiate our urge to look at some weird shit with some "Am I the Asshole" stories, and we'll put a pen in this one and see if we can come back to it later on. We can all figure out our logins for all of these old websites.
Ooh, I'm excited.
So, who wants to start us off this week for "Am I the Asshole"?
I don't know.
Sam, you want to go? Oh wait, this one's yours.
Okay, so like I was telling you guys before we went hot, my topics for this episode, I didn't intentionally do this, but apparently I have some cousin topics. I don't know how I managed to work this out, but each of the ones I selected this week involve people's cousins, and I don't know what that says about me.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so, all right. Am I the asshole for telling my wife's cousin that he isn't a real veteran? This one might be a hot topic, but okay.
That's spicy.
We haven't had a veteran topic yet.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, and I chose this one for a reason too. Okay. A couple weeks ago, my wife and I had some of her family over for an outdoor, socially distanced barbecue. It was her mom, stepdad, aunt, uncle, and a few of her cousins. One of her cousins, we'll call T, is in his late 20s. When he barely graduated high school, he joined the Army. After going through basic training, he came home on leave and severely injured his ankle while jumping on a trampoline.
Your tax dollars at work.
So... all right, so T gets injured on a trampoline while he's on leave after basic training. He ended up having to get a medical discharge from the Army a few months later. Despite this, he still claims to be a veteran, even though he was in the Army for less than a year. He posts a lot of stuff on social media about how hard it is to be a veteran, how poorly they are treated, and what it's like to be a warrior for your country. Now, I don't disagree with a lot of that. I know a lot of vets in our country do struggle, and I think our country can do a lot better for them. I also don't want to judge too much because I have not served myself, and I can't relate at all to the struggles some of those men and women go through. But the way he makes it seem like he is in the same boat as those people rubs me the wrong way. During the barbecue, he went on a rant about how bad medical care is for veterans when they get home and how veteran hospitals are severely underfunded. Again, I don't disagree with that at all. From my understanding, none of what he was saying was false. So I asked him if he had any firsthand experience with VA hospitals, and he said no. I then asked if he had access to any medical benefits from his time in the Army. He said no, that because he hurt himself at home and not during anything to do with the Army, he didn't receive any disability or medical benefits from them. I could tell he was getting aggravated, so I dropped it. Later that day, though, he brought it up again and asked me what made me such an expert on this stuff since I never served. I told him I never claimed to be an expert, and I also never claimed to have served. He then called me an asshole and said that I need to keep my mouth shut since I will never understand what it's like to put your life on the line for your country. I told him he was right. I would never know what it's like, but neither would he, and that I thought it was bullshit that he tries to make it sound like he was something he isn't. I said that I support veterans and understand that they chose to really put their money where their mouths are in a way that I never did, but I never claimed to be a veteran when I'm not one. He got pissed and his mom and dad tried to calm him down, but he kept shouting at me about how I'm a coward and even threw in a few derogatory slurs for good measure. He eventually got in his truck and peeled out through my front lawn as he left. His mom and dad left shortly after, but not before calling me an asshole for talking to their son like that. My wife also said I was a jerk because I know how sensitive T is about that subject, but I think he needed to be called out.
Woo!
Okay, so first of all, asshole move to fucking peel out in someone's yard.
Yes.
That's really big dick move.
Yeah.
So you're not a veteran if you made it through basic training and then got medically discharged for hurting your ankle on a trampoline.
Yes.
Like, you didn't serve any time, and you can still have all of these. You can have all these beliefs.
Feelings, yeah. All those things are true. Veterans are treated terribly.
Yeah.
Exactly, they're all very true.
Yes.
But don't act like you're one of them. Don't act like
Right.
you're being treated terribly.
Yes.
You didn't do anything. Like you get like you don't know what it's like to put your life on the line. Neither do you. Like you rolled your ankle on a fucking trampoline.
The only thing I'm gonna give T is the fact that he had the balls to get up and sign up, and he went to basic.
Yes.
But you got hurt at home when you shouldn't have been on a fucking trampoline, and honestly, that was your fault. That was your fault. You got medically discharged. I'm sorry that happened, but sir, you are not a veteran.
Correct.
The reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I personally, I know that you have a little bit of background too. Like I grew up around military personnel. My dad was in the military too. I see this a lot. I have friends.
Stolen valor.
I have friends that have done this exact thing. And the thing that pisses me off is that I have a couple of friends who have literally gone AWOL, who did not want to be in the military any longer, and 10 years later are talking about, I'm a vet. Motherfucker, you're not a vet. You literally did anything and everything to get out. You don't get to talk. You don't get to talk about this
but
now.
It makes you popular. If
It makes
people
you.
say that if
It's a
people think
pity
you're a vet,
party.
yeah.
It's a pity party.
And no one, it will say, like, it's very like, okay, well, we're not gonna, it's a very like touchy subject.
A lot of people will stop at that, but this is stolen valor. Stop claiming something that you are not. You are not a veteran. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Don't be sorry. Like, what are you sorry about? You're not a veteran.
Like, dude, you need to get over it. It happened. Move on with your life. There, you can still fight for VA benefit, or not benefits, but like fight for the right to, hey, we need to, better help our veterans.
Yes.
But don't claim that you're also one of them.
Right. Like, you can have all those feelings.
Yes.
And those are correct feelings.
Yes.
There's a lot of work that needs to be done within the VA for pretty much every subject you can think of.
Yeah.
But claiming that you're a veteran is very offensive to actual veterans that are going through all those things that you're talking about.
Yep.
You don't go through that.
Yep.
So this person said, you don't need to serve 4 years to be a veteran. You need 1 day of non-active duty training.
Non-training.
Or not non-training. Yeah, non-training. So literally, you need to actually go. If you literally were on the field for 1 day, you can be like, oh, I'm a veteran.
So here's the thing. If you go, so basic training is basic training. That's exactly it. It's training, right? So then you have a school afterwards, and that's considered active duty. So if he had gone to actual school, then yes, he would have been a veteran. But he didn't even get that far. He didn't even get that far. He got hurt essentially during basic because he didn't even get to that next base and clock in. So he's not a fucking veteran.
And this guy says, veteran here. I'd use the word insecure. As stated above, he was willing to serve, so he feels insecure about not being able to. In this instance, OP is not the asshole. Willing to be a veteran is not a veteran. And that's just it. Like, you were willing to be a veteran, but you weren't a fucking veteran. I'm curious, and maybe this is probably a bigger, deeper dive into things, but like, I wonder, like, this whole ideology behind all this, is this more just an American thing, or like, are other countries where people serve in the military, do they have the same kind of feeling?
I don't know.
I know that we are a very heavily militarized country, obviously. That's a whole thing in itself. But like, how many people in other countries really give a shit? The people in Israel, you have to serve.
Right. You have
it's
to serve
mandatory.
like 2 years or something, I think.
So everybody technically has served in some way in Israel, right? So do they give a shit? Are they like, oh yeah, you're a veteran? Technically everybody's a veteran. So like, and with that, like, other countries say, like, any country in Europe, like any of, or any country in the United Kingdom.
I mean, you're still going to see military families for those countries too, where generation after generation has served proudly, so I can only assume that, obviously not being from other countries, like, I don't know, but I can only assume that there's probably within those families maybe a feeling of that.
Yeah. And
in some way or form.
And like the Eastern countries, like anything like in Asia, like, I feel like maybe like, in the past, there was probably more of a like pro-military vibe, but nowadays maybe not so much anymore. Like, I don't know, but I'm just curious if that's a thing.
A lot of those countries as well are mandated. There's a lot of countries that have mandated service. So I don't know if
if this exists because of that. Because here it's like it's a choice. So like, I guess I feel like, in America, people are uplifted a little bit more because, like, oh, you chose to do this. You put yourself out there. So that's something people respect because it was a choice. So, like, we figuratively lift veterans up while, everybody else just kind of shits on them because the government doesn't take care of them at all. But, like, we do try to lift them up as best people can. But, like, everywhere else, because it's mandatory, I don't know if that's the same thing.
I think for some people, though, in certain situations like this, not all situations, but situations like this, I think it's a participation trophy. Because I know way too many people who have literally just gone to basic and then realized, oh shit, I don't want to fucking do this, and have done anything and everything to get out, and then still have the gall to sit there and say things like this, like, I'm a veteran, I know how it. No, you don't know the deal either. I don't know the deal. You don't know the deal either. Right. Because you didn't make it that far.
I think you both kind of nailed it when you both said stolen valor. Like,
yeah,
I mean, when it comes to this person,
it's offensive to me.
When it comes to this person here, I would say they're not the asshole for you know, like for you're not the asshole for calling this out. And I think that's like, you know, his family agreeing, oh, he's sensitive about it. Okay, but I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, but
Sensitive about his lie.
I know, I'm sorry if that sounds mean, but like, I hate this whole thing of like, oh, well, he's sensitive about this thing that is fucking stupid. Like he isn't a veteran, so he's.
Here's the thing too on the not the asshole part. He asked 2 questions. He didn't rail him. You know what I mean? Like, he literally asked him, hey, do you have any experience with getting, you know, medical benefits from the VA? He said no. Do you have any benefits from a disability? No. And then he dropped it because he saw that he was getting aggravated. He dropped it. T was the one that approached him later and escalated the situation.
Down.
He doubled down. He escalated the situation. I don't think OP's the asshole.
No.
No.
And also, like, when people in any conversation ever, when people are asked questions they don't know the answer to and they take offense to it, that's very telling in general. You know, like the moment
when they get defensive,
the moment they deflect, and it's like, dude, he's not like, just to ask these questions. These are normal questions. Like, you shouldn't be taking offense to these unless you feel ashamed of this or you know, embarrassed for some reason.
You know, you're kind of caught in a lie, you feel bad about it, or...
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like what Sam said about the participation trophy, I think that really nails it. There's a lot of, like, everyone needs to feel special, and, like, maybe joining the military made him feel... different or special or needed or whatever, and it didn't work out.
I think that's an American thing.
I think like that sometimes.
Yeah, I think that's an American thing. We see in this country a lot, you know, quote unquote participation trophies. I'm special because I did this. The whole country holds up members of the military service and veterans. And if I become one, then I will be treated differently. I'll be treated better. I'll be special.
I'll get respect.
I'll get respect
or something.
But people fail to realize that you have to actually earn respect. You can't just put on a uniform and get it and receive it.
Yeah.
Any uniform.
That's a big thing too.
Any uniform.
Any uniform.
I'll say it. Fuck cops.
Fuck 12.
But yeah, like, definitely when it comes to this person, no, not the asshole. Like, not the asshole at all. That's my feelings on it. So I think we can all kind of agree the OP is not the asshole here. I think it's a good topic though, like, because it's unique, you know.
Yeah,
spicy.
I'm kind of glad I ran across this one.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that was good.
Sushi, you want to go? Or you want me to go into mine?
Mine is like kind of funny.
Okay.
All right, let's make
it's not funny, haha. It's gonna be funny to us.
Okay, mine is not really all that funny. So do we want to do yours as a funny one to get us into the?
Yeah.
Let's do let's do yours to bring us back up. So I'll
dip it down to come back up.
I'll dip us down real quick and you bring us back up.
Okay.
This is a trust fall scenario. I got my arms crossed. I'm falling backwards, and I'm just believing that
I'm gonna catch you,
all
AJ.
5 feet of you can.
Oh,
it's true.
So mine is: am I the asshole for not wanting to use my wife's first husband's name as our son's middle name?
Wait, what? Okay, my wife's first husband's
name as our son's middle name.
Okay.
Why would she be a weirdo and want to do that?
Okay, we're getting into it, I guess.
Okay. My mind really had to figure that out.
Okay.
Yikes.
My wife and I have been married for 2 years. Before, she had been married briefly to a childhood sweetheart whom she had been friends with since she was 10. Unfortunately, he passed away not long after their marriage. So this isn't just like a, you know, it's a different scenario. Like you can empathize with it more. They didn't
get divorced.
Yeah, it's. I'm gonna butcher this. His first name is French. I'm gonna butcher this. Apologies. It's Etienne. Etienne. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Etienne.
Well,
so
there's also a accent
with an accent over the first E. Yeah, Etienne. Apologies if I mispronounced that. I'm not French, which means Stephen in English.
Okay.
my wife and I are expecting a baby boy, and he will have a first name and 2 middle names.
Okay.
My wife wants the second, not third, sorry, edited, middle name to be Stephen in memory of her late friend and husband. I accept that she has a past, but I don't feel comfortable giving her first husband's name to my son, even if it will just be a middle name and translated in English. Am I the asshole? I talked this over with my sister, and she thinks I'm overreacting.
Fuck. That's a...
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I don't know if he's an asshole, but it definitely is a weird situation.
It's a hard situation because, like...
So if this was like they got a divorce, then yes.
Then yeah.
But it's definitely different because, this person died, and
right.
Nobody when somebody dies, I don't think anybody's ever like stop loving that person. Right, and you shouldn't have to. You're allowed to have that. You're allowed to have your past and whatever. But I do think it's different in the sense that that's part of her life and her history. It's not a part of her husband's life and his history. And this child is her husband's life and history as well. That's kind of something like if she wants to honor her husband or her ex or her previous husband, I feel like she could do that in a way that's not naming the child of another man after him.
I agree. So maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. This is just how I see it. I don't think he's the asshole, however, and I don't think she's the asshole either, but she wants to name her child with someone else kind of in memoriam about her ex-husband. But that child obviously is never going to meet this person, nor is he going to care. And it's going to be weird, I think, from the child's point of view, if they ask or if they're told, like, what does my name mean, whatever, et cetera,
I was just thinking that.
Oh, you're named after my previous husband. Like, I think from the kid's point of view, he's going to be like, so you named me after some other guy, and that's not my dad. And like, I just think it's weird from the kid's point of view. I think they're going to be like, Mom, gross.
Yeah.
And on top of that, there's something about again, it's a weird scenario because this person died. It wasn't just like a divorce or whatever, but it feels like she's holding on to that forever. Even if somebody dies, you do kind of have to move on with your life. You have to if she's chosen to marry another man, she's with another person, she started a life with somebody else, and to name a child after your first husband, that's forever a reminder of that too. You always now have this thing that's a constant reminder, which is your child.
I mean, in that respect, though, what's the difference between that and like having a family friend and going, oh, I want to name my kid after that family friend? I mean, I think
that's weird too, though.
You're attaching like too much romanticism with it, I think. Yeah. But so I can see where she's coming from. I don't agree with it. Like, I do think that, growing up, people are going to ask him, oh, you got 5 fucking names? Like,
what's up that?
Where'd Steven come from? And then he has to go, well, my mom was married to some other man and then he died and they were friends for fucking 20 years. And she named me after that. That's going to be a weird story for him to tell.
It's weird just from the kid's point of view, like him explaining it or having to live with it. I just think the fact that it's so weird, she shouldn't do it. Not that she's necessarily wrong, but it's weird.
Now let's look at it less from the kid's point of view and more for the husband's point of view, because I feel like he's the one that's more bothered by it right now, in the sense of So how do you feel about it in that way?
I don't know. It's difficult. I don't know. This one's tough. I don't know how I feel. So he's upset. He's spaghetti is what I take, right?
Yeah, he's the one that's upset, but it doesn't sound like he approached it in a way that he didn't approach this in a dick way, from what I'm,
Right.
So just so you have some basis here, a lot of people are basically saying no assholes here, and across the board, there's nobody that's like, if you could say he's not the asshole, but it implies that maybe she is. But really, there's no assholes here in this whole scenario.
I agree with that.
But someone does say, I agree with no assholes here, but I think she falls into asshole territory if she doesn't accept that OP does not want the name up to their son of their late husband. It's an understandable thing to want, but she should also understand why OP might not feel comfortable with it. The sister thinks he's, quote, overreacting, but he doesn't say much about how his wife responded. And I do think it's one of those things where, like, do you really want to argue over this? Like, if somebody's not, if they're not comfortable with something, do you really want to push that boundary? I'm like, no, I really want it to be my ex-husband's name. Like, is that is that a conversation that's worth having?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I view it, I guess. Like, I think he's entitled to be uncomfortable with it and not to want it.
Sure.
I'm sure there's people out there who wouldn't give a shit, but if he does give a shit, then that should be enough.
He does give a shit.
Yeah, and especially because if you're naming a child, it should be you should both have equal agreement over that, right? Is he like, even if he buckles and goes, okay, he didn't really agree to it. It wasn't like, oh yeah, like
he's probably always going to feel like, does she love me or am I a consolation prize? Like, that is to this romanticized thing that it was.
So I definitely think it's one of those things where, like, if they can't just come to a simple agreement and go, okay, but if they argue over it, then it's not fucking worth it. Like, if it's a full blown argument, but it's a weird scenario.
It's weird. I guess naming your child anyway after one of your exes for any reason is kind of weird.
So this says, my mother's middle name is my grandpa's first wife's name, who he married in Vietnam while he served. She died during the war. I'm not sure if her name was really Lynn or if it was translated, but either way, it's her first name and my mother's middle name. So this person basically lived this scenario of being named after somebody else.
Or her mother. Their mother.
Yeah. It's weird to, like, name someone after someone that, like, will never mean something to that person. It's not like their grandfather. It's not their uncle or whatever, or something that, or I don't know, someone important, like a political figure or whatever.
I almost think it's kind of weird to name people after other people in general, because, like, they're their own people. Like, it's a weird thing, like, oh, I respect this person. Like, let's just say, like, you respect this person a lot. So you're like, oh, I'm going to name my child after my uncle because I really like my uncle. But what if, like, the child hates the uncle? True. Like, it doesn't just because you like them doesn't mean the fucking child's going to, and that's fucking their namesake. Like, it's a weird thing just to name them after like this, like, what was it? Which one? That says so there's another comment that says, we're thinking of asking her husband's mother to be one of the godparents. I think that is a good way to commemorate him. That's a good alternative, I guess. Like, if it was like, so they're asking the dead.
I mean, if
they're asking the dead husband's parents.
If she still has a good relationship, with his family, that's gotta be a really tough situation.
Weird, though.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's weird on the outside, but it is a family that, she spent, and she was friends with him since she was 10. So that's like a childhood family too. And it's also not uncommon for, even with divorced people, to still have some type of bond with their family.
That's true.
So
that's true.
That one isn't weird to me. I think it's kind of nice, like, to still involve his family some way.
Right.
Like, I guess I get weirdly mixed on it. I think, like, in this situation, it's probably more normal because, again, this person died. Like, again, like, I am the child of fucking, coming from divorced parents.
Yeah.
And there'd be occasions where, like, I might be at, like, an extended part of my dad's family, or extended part of my mom's family, and maybe, like, one of the aunts or uncles would be like, oh, yeah, I always liked your dad, but it's like, that's my mom's brother saying that, or, like, my aunt might be like, oh, yeah, your mom was a really good artist, or whatever. They might say, like, an encouraging thing about the other one, but, like, they didn't hang out, they didn't, whatever. And I do feel like there can be, it's a weird scenario, you know, like, it's weird because like there's that whole thing. It's like, well, they might have been your family for a while, but like, it's like,
I almost feel like this,
I don't know,
this
like,
didn't need to be in Am I the Asshole? This needed to be in Relationships. Like, I feel like
I feel like that's what it is. It's in the wrong category.
I feel like I agree that there aren't any assholes here. I think, you know, he doesn't even talk about how like, oh, she's standing her ground, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like they just need a little bit of outside opinion instead of, you know, oh, am I an asshole for not wanting this? Like,
well, you're not an asshole for that.
I think he asked it that way though, because especially his sister was like saying, "Oh, you're overreacting," and it's like, okay, well, it's also none of your fucking business. So shut up, sis.
Right. Yeah. Facts.
This one?
Yeah.
Let's see. This person says, no assholes here. My middle name is my father's late wife name. I never thought it was weird. My mother always spoke about her affectionately, even though she never met her. We didn't have photos up in the house or anything, but my dad had photos of her in old photo albums, and we were all familiar with her name and face and talked about her fondly whenever she came up in conversation, but she never felt like a constant presence or sad story or anything in our house. It's just a person who loved dad, and he loved her, and they were married, and she died. You know, and that again, I think this is definitely a scenario where it's whatever people are comfortable with. Yeah. You know, like I don't think anybody here can like really give advice on this in the sense of
because they're not in the situation.
Yeah, they're not in the situation. Like you, and I definitely think that ultimately it comes down to if this person's not comfortable with it, then that should be kind of the final thing there. Like it's not like I don't like that name. It's I'm uncomfortable and you don't have to really have a reasoning for being uncomfortable with something like that. Like you can just be uncomfortable. You're entitled to that. But it does sound like he is at least trying to respect his wife's memories by at least doing having the grandmother be like a godmother and all that. So it's like he's trying, but like when it comes to the name part, that might be too much or whatever. So ultimately, I do say no assholes here. That's a good verdict, I think. So,
or people are just caught up on names, and names don't fucking matter.
Yeah,
let her do whatever the fuck she wants.
But I mean, you say that, but there's a reasoning for them. Yeah. So you know, like they do matter if it's named after a person. Yeah. So like, ultimately though, just don't name your kids after other people. Like you let them be their own people.
A name someone after other people type of person either. I think that's kind of weird, but I know that's very much a hot topic.
Yeah, I mean, naming a child is a forever thing too. You know, like so who fucking knows? Like, yeah, I'm sure people have their own. That's already an anxiety-inducing thing. They're both trying to figure out a name already, and they're going for like what 15 names because they want a bunch of middle names. So like, it's a lot of names to fuck up on.
17 names. Here we go. Yeah. One's gotta stick.
I already hate the name Steven, so.
Yeah, that's it. You know what? Just don't name anybody Steven. That's a stupid name.
It's a very, like, regular name.
Yeah, it is.
It's a very regular name.
All right, Sushi, lift us up. What do you got?
Okay, well, I don't know if we're going to lift up, but we'll chuckle. I'll chuckle.
Yeah, give us a good story.
Okay. Am I the asshole for calling my sister a dumbass after she fell for the Illuminati WhatsApp scam?
Oh my fucking god.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what that is either.
Well, we're going to find out. I think we're aged out of this one, but
okay.
That's okay. In case you're unaware, there's a bunch of scumbags in Cameroon who pretend to be part of the Illuminati and message people on social media telling them they're invited and will receive benefits like a massive salary and be part of this secret and prestige organization after the initiation and registration fee of $666, of course. There's various YouTube videos of it, and the whole thing is so ridiculous. I don't know how anyone could fall for it, but lo and behold, my dumbass sister did. She actually transferred $666, but the bank stopped the transfer, detecting it as fraudulent. She told us how she was joining the Illuminati and needed our help, which is how we found out. By the way, she's not a kid. She's 21. I was talking to my brother and said something like, I've seen videos of these on YouTube. I couldn't believe there were people this fucking stupid to fall for it. It's horrifying someone related to us is dumbass enough to fall for it. My sister overheard it and started crying and went to our mom. parents said I needed to apologize. And I said no. What she did was the dumbest thing I've ever seen anyone do. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Who does this? This scam was even more obvious than the Nigerian prince one. Most of my family is saying I'm an asshole for that. But fuck that. We shouldn't be comforting my sister. We should be shaming her and letting her know what she did was so fucking stupid. The verdict is not the asshole.
So who, like, I mean, just... She's stupid for fucking sending money, but also stupid for going, I'm joining the Illuminati. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly. I'm gonna join the Illuminati. Hey, Mom, I got this email to join the Illuminati.
Their recruitment called me back.
This is, I mean, I'm glad you read this one on the same day that we fucking were rambling about old internet, because this reeks of fucking like 2002 internet.
Right?
And yet somehow somebody in the year and lord of fucking Corona 2020 managed to fall for this kind of shit. Holy
love
shit.
I love it here. But the Illuminati is never described as something that's positive in general. So why would you be like, I'm joining the Illuminati?
Like that's almost on par of being like, all right, well, I finally got my application in to join Anonymous. Like, I don't think that's how that works.
I don't think that's how that works. And it's $666 that she has to pay.
You mean for only the low price of $666, I too can join the shadow organization that controls the world?
Yeah.
I mean,
be right up there with Beyonce.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, if that's the case,
I hear they
I'm
have
joining.
great dental plans with the fucking lizard people living under New York.
In the sewers, yes. Checks out.
I can't say that I wouldn't shame the fuck out of her all the time, constantly.
I would not ever let this down. I would bring it up any chance I got.
This is a little weird knowing that someone so young fell for this fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, in my experience, it's always me trying to explain to a 65-year-old man that no, the FBI is not coming for him. So no, you did not need to send that Visa gift card.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
To anybody.
Yeah.
No, that fucking open Wi-Fi that says FBI van 673 outside your house is not a fucking FBI van. That's your neighbor being a shitlord. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Did you know the FBI is always outside my house I got proof. Look at this.
It's a Wi-Fi.
It says FBI van. That's how they label themselves. They have open Wi-Fi called FBI van.
Yeah. That's what the FBI would do. Unsecured Wi-Fi. That's called just FBI van.
This is some straight fucking 90 Day Fiance season 2 vibes, where she literally got conned by a fucking Nigerian prince.
Oh my god.
That poor woman, and
I know.
What was she in Las Vegas? Yeah.
Yeah, she was living in Las Vegas.
But yeah, this
fucking hell.
I would definitely relentlessly harass this idiot. If this is my sister, then I would be like, no, you're fucking stupid. Remember that time you tried to join the Illuminati for $666? Come on, Allie. Grow up.
Grow up, Allie.
Also, I give this person even less slack because they are so young. At 21, you grew up with the internet your whole fucking life.
You know how to research.
You know this shit's out there. You know they're teaching this shit in schools now. Like, watch out for these scams.
Look out for these lizard people.
Even if the Illuminati was real, why would they be recruiting a 20-year-old random ass person to be part of this secret organization that rules the world? For the low price of $666.
They saw her fucking...
She has talent.
Instagram.
Yeah, they saw her Instagram. Yeah. They saw her resume with her 6 months working at Kohl's. And they were like, this is what we need.
This is going to get this organization rolling.
God.
This is it. I would bring it up until the day I die. If everyone was like, what movie should we watch today? And then she started like having an opinion. I'm like, I don't care what you think. You fell for the Illuminati scam.
You're literally going to be laying in your deathbed. She's going to come up and you're like, closer, closer. Hey, idiot. Remember when you fell for the Illuminati scam 74 years ago? You had that shit in your carved into your tombstone. My sister fell for the Illuminati scam. What an idiot.
God.
So even when she pays respects, it's just she looks at you taunting her. Your ghost sitting there with your arms crossed on your own tombstone, nodding approvingly.
Yep.
That
looks great.
And that's how Alex Jones was born.
It is. But the email was from Alex Jones.
Oh, God.
So definitely, I say she's not the asshole. What was the verdict? Were they saying not the asshole?
Nah,
Not the
she's not an
asshole. That's yeah. Some people are saying that they're the asshole for not letting it go, but no, fuck. You're stupid.
No.
So
The Illuminati's on WhatsApp. Yeah. Okay.
So since we got one stupid person, let's dive into 3 more with some misconnections.
Hell
here.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got mine pulled up here already.
Okay.
I had a couple, but I'm just gonna do this one here. This was in Maine. I wanted to take us up to very very northeast here. So this one is called Dollar General Bingham.
Oh my fucking God.
I'm gonna read this. It's full of typos. So I'm gonna read it how they wrote it. Wow. Younger, beautiful women with tattoos. Wish I was able to talk to you. You carded me for cigarettes. I couldn't take my eyes off you. Of you, if you see this and are looking for Dickreet, get-togethers, please respond.
You should respond.
Dickreet. Dickreet. I'm trying to be Dickreet over here. Man,
I really think you should start responding and then follow up.
oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of work. With her,
I know what the story is.
with her tattoos.
I know what the fucking story is.
What?
It's the story of the 300 and your Craigslist ad.
Oh my God, you're right. Oh my God. Oh my God. She came up with it. That's the story that I forgot to say. Should I just say it now? Should I just do it now?
If you want to.
I'll just do it now. That'll be my thing.
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay, so basically what had happened here.
Because she reminded me when she was like, you need to respond.
I always volunteer AJ as tribute because I'm not fucking doing it.
Right?
I'm like, you talk to the weird internet people. You do it. You make me laugh.
That was, yeah. Here, while I find this real quick, why don't you guys do one of yours? 'Cause I have to dig through my texts here.
Go for it, Snoopy.
Oh, wait,
Okay.
no, I found it. Never
Never
mind.
mind.
Too slow.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Here's
AJ.
the story, right? So I like to, it's something I've done for the last couple of years. On the side, I like to buy and sell classic games and whatnot. And it's something I stopped doing for a long time, but I was trying to get back into doing, and video games in specific, right? So I had a Craigslist ad that I put out. Right? Okay. Me. Mm-hmm. And now I didn't put in the misconnections, obviously, but basically it's just a simple Craigslist ad that I put in a couple of cities around here and saying hey, I'm interested in buying, whatever fucking old video games you got. Hit me up. Let me know. And, I get a bunch of responses. Everybody's just trying to get rid of their fucking Xbox 360s. That's what everybody fucking wants to get rid of. But, somebody responds and says, hello, interested in Xbox One with a few games? Which I'm not at all. The whole point was to try to get retro classic games. But,
right.
At the same time, I felt bad because I didn't want to leave them on red, which, I guess I could have done because it's fucking Craigslist. Who gives a shit? But this is also during the fires, right? So, and I kind of forgot about it for a while. Then I responded and I was like, hey, let me know what games and model Xbox it is. Sorry for the current delay dealing with the fire situation as well. And they respond with, first of all, I have to hit view all. That's how big this response is. This is a text message.
Oh my God.
So they go, oh, hey, no worries at all. I hope that you got out. I hope that you all got out and unharmed, as well as your property and belongings. I could only imagine because I'm in blank area and we only got a little bit of the smoke, but lots of it literally blotched the sun completely out. And this is where it takes a random, really weird turn. Sort of like the tens of thousands of arrows that had blotched out the sun during the War of the 300 Spartans. Modern day movie stars Gerard Butler and is absolutely sensational. LOL. But yeah, on a serious note, smoke is definitely no bueno, and I hope you're not devastated from it. Let's get back to business though, here, shall we? The Xbox is a newer model. What? I only have a few games for it. I actually still have the receipt from Target if you'd be wanting that. And they just keep going. And I'm like, how in the fuck do you just come to that random conclusion to try to compare like what is happening right now to a movie that came out in like 2006 starring Gerard Butler? Like,
correct.
Of all of the references you could have made, that's what you went for. You know, that would have been like me going, oh yeah, you know, it was pretty dark here, much like when the solar eclipse happened in season 1, episode 13 of Heroes, when Hiro Nakamura got transported back to Japan and the solar eclipse came in the middle. Like, what? So.
Okay, but 300 is a really good fucking movie.
So I basically did just that, and I responded.
After I told him he had to respond. You have to respond.
You owe it to us.
So I responded, and I was like, okay, I'll keep it just as cheeky and fun as they did with me, right? And now I have seen 300, and I remember the movie pretty well. So I go, oh, I see. But thinking about this, how can I be so sure that you're not like Ephialtes of Trachis, ready to betray me at any point by giving me a box full of nuts and bolts, much like when the Persians were led to the secret entrance to the Hot Gates? A deal like this, much like the Roman phalanx, only works if all parties involved are strong and trustworthy.
Hate you. Why are you like this? I love it though.
And so, like, needless to say, they didn't respond. But I'm like,
I wonder why.
How are you gonna make a reference like that, and then when somebody gets it and they respond in the same way, that weirds you out? Like, what?
Right, like that's too much.
Like, I'm the one that's too much now because I gave you the response that was like the perfect response to your weirdness. Like, I thought it was fucking ingenious, but
I agree.
So that was my true misconnection story. I was going to say that for a minisode, but here we are. We remembered, so we need to get through it there.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Basically,
you became the Craigslist.
I became the Craigslist, yeah. So.
Fucking hell.
All right, Sushi, what do you got for us?
Sorry, choking on fucking AJ's story. All right, I went to Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Oh, fuck.
All right, so mine is, we saw each other as you pulled in next to me. At least 5 times did we lock eyes, and then you couldn't stand it. You got out of your SUV and then opened and shut the back door as if it was ajar, looking sexy with 3 X's in your work clothes. I would have tore your ass up on the car hood. Let's make this more than a couple of stairs. I just hate everything.
I just saw Sam's face
assert dominance.
when you said I'll tear your ass up on the car hood, and I wish I could have screen capped that face. I don't know if it was shocked or intrigued.
Sexy voice too.
It was like the kombucha meme.
Yeah.
Oh, I do make faces like that a lot. I don't even realize what my face is doing.
Oh, God.
So that's what they do in Alabama.
Oh, God.
So he means it because he put 3 X's in it. So
yeah,
that
3 X's in
Was
sexy.
that a man? I thought it was a woman writing that.
Did you?
Wow. So 3 X's either means it's gonna be that's some real sex, or it's Vin Diesel.
Oh, God. God.
I hope it was Vin Diesel. Also, that took place at a Sonic.
Man,
I knew there was a reason I like going to Sonic.
Wow.
What?
I go to Sonic so I can get their 31,000 flavors and get my ass torn up on the hood of a car.
Yep. I would have tore your ass up. Ooh. Please don't, sir.
Okay. I don't know where the fuck mine's from.
Okay.
Mine is titled Naked Dumpster Diver. Okay. It was a magical experience if I've ever had one, walking up and down the back alleys looking for something, anything to make me feel alive, and I noticed some old thrown out adult DVD covers in the dumpster of a local store. I couldn't believe my luck, but knew that with the clothes on my back being my only possessions in the world that I couldn't risk soiling them. I removed my exterior garments and jumped into the metal bin to begin digging for treasures of a masturbatory nature. That's when I stood up and saw you there holding your trash bags. It was obvious that you weren't expecting me as you took out the daily trash from your work. You were standing there looking perplexed yet intrigued, and there I was, wearing nothing but sneakers, standing in your dumpster while holding placards of all the dirtiest new adult DVD releases. Oh, it was a sight to behold. Your eyes met mine, and there was an awkward silence before you turned and walked the other way. I'm sure you felt the same thing I did. You were the porn store employee wearing the yellow shirt. I believe you're the manager. I was, of course, the naked 30-something with a few good teeth. Please respond ASAP as my data on my Obama phone expires in 2 days.
AJ, don't lie. You wrote that, didn't you? Don't fucking lie to me.
The Obama phone is the creme de la creme.
You have a few good teeth.
I got a few good teeth and an Obama phone. You want
to mean a dumpster sometime?
Come on over here and suck my dick in this dumpster.
Oh, God.
You're not trying to suck no dumpster dick?
Why are we here?
Because Sam always brings us to the lowest fucking possible levels.
Yeah, cheap, yep.
Well, it's time for some relationships.
Relationships.
Oh.
You think they had a relationship after that?
Oh, yeah.
I hope so.
Because what
God
porn
willing.
store manager is not looking for fucking toothless dumpster dick?
He had teeth. Got a few of them.
He had a few good teeth, AJ.
Look, he had the forethought to take his clothes off because he didn't want to get them all fucked up.
Naturally.
Masturbatory products. God.
What does that fucking mean? What's a masturbatory product?
They're called manscapers, Sushi. Look them up. You can find great products known as the Plow and the Ice Pick, or whatever the other one's called.
The ice
lawnmower.
Oh, God, you don't want the ice pick near your junk. Damn. I don't want the ice pick near my junk.
No. Correct.
That could be. I feel like that's like the name of like something a woman gives like a shitty dude's dick. Like, I came at me with the ice pick.
That's right up there next to the pencil.
Right.
The Slim Jim.
The Slim Jim, not the Slim Jim.
Oh my God, bubble tape.
Bubble tape?
It's 6 feet long, but it's like floppy and thin.
Oh.
Moving on to relationships. What do you got for us, Sam?
Me? Well, I got to start.
Fine, I'll do it.
I just went. I gave you the naked dumpster diver.
So, forewarning, I've not even read this one. I had a little oopsie where mine got deleted, so I went and just grabbed a random one real quick. So we're all experiencing this fresh from 1 day ago. It still has the new tag and everything. I'm 24 female, pregnant with my best friend's 24 female, brother's 26 male, baby. And I don't know how to tell her. Did you catch all that?
Okay, so I'm pregnant with my best friend's brother's baby.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Brain is not connecting today.
I don't know how to tell my best friend that I'm a hoochie.
Yeah. So
I got the brother hoochie.
got that hoochie in my coochie. Alrighty. I moved to a new city right before the pandemic hit. And the only other person I know who lives here is my childhood best friend's, Leah, brother, Liam.
Oh,
wow, they really did that? They really named their children Leah and Liam? Ugh. Liam had agreed to show me around the city when I first moved here, so we were already talking before everything went into lockdown. A few weeks into the lockdown, Liam asked if I wanted to wait it out at his house since we both lived alone. Little did I know that lockdown was going to be fucking forever. Anyway, his house is much nicer than my apartment, and he has a backyard, so I agreed. I mentioned it to Leah, and she thought it was a great idea. We got drunk one night and ended up sleeping together.
As one does.
Naturally.
We hooked up a few times after that, but I ended up breaking it off. The reason is Leah and I used to also be best friends with Olivia. Oh, who is Olivia? Liam and Olivia hooked up a few times, and then Liam refused to have anything serious. Olivia didn't take it well. She stopped being friends with Leah, and our friendship group split into two after that. Leah basically made me promise to never do something like what Olivia did. Obviously, I ended up doing the exact same thing.
Oh, God.
So when the guilt caught up to me, I had to break it off. Liam and I agreed to never mention what happened between us to his sister because neither of us wanted to hurt her. The problem is, 2 weeks ago, I found out I was pregnant. I haven't slept with anyone else, so Liam is definitely the father. We talked about it and came to the mutual decision to keep the baby. I now need to tell Leah, and I don't know how. I really need advice on how to break the news to her. TLDR, I slept with my best friend's brother and ended up pregnant. She made me promise to never hook up with him after another friend did, and it ended up badly. I don't know how to tell her.
Okay, but like, you're gonna be connected to this person through your brother from forever. So why would that, like, why would you instantly go down the negative route? Why can't you just tell her? Like, look, I know we said we wouldn't do this, but look.
What happened was
too much White Claw.
Yeah.
I got drunk
Is this guy
on that
like irresistible? What's going on?
You know what? Pandemic hit everybody differently, Leah. Like, shit happens.
True.
But guess what? Getting a little baby. Let you dress around.
It's a miracle, Sam.
Like,
it's a miracle.
Literally, that's how she should break it to her. She goes, okay, listen, I have bad news and I have good news. All right. So the bad news is I did sleep with Liam. But the good news is you're going to be an aunt.
You get something out of it.
You get to be an aunt now. Welcome to the family. So, okay.
Yeah, welcome her to the family.
I will say this. I always think it's a little weird. And I think it's definitely kind of a controlling thing when people are like, promise me you'll never do this thing with this. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Like, mind your business, you know? Like, because your brother's life is your brother's life.
Yeah.
That's it. He can go
Tell your brother stop fucking all your friends.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Why are we condemning her, but not talking about how your brother fucking puts the dick down on all your friends?
Yeah,
I mean, are Jezebels.
Exactly.
She's such a seductress.
I honestly would just fucking tell her. Just tell her. Just fucking tell her.
But she's also fucking 24, so, you know. She's still, was her brain almost done developing?
She just needs to
coming together.
She just needs to get it in there and tell her, like, look, you're gonna get a niece or nephew. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, like, it's one of those things, like, this is definitely, literally just tell her, then also be like, hey, by the way, you know, if you freak out, mind your fucking business. I don't, like, why aren't you coming after your brother for sleeping with your friends? But also, who fucking cares? You know, if your friend circle is so fucking fragile, you know, that a little bit of dick in there is fucking breaking it up, then maybe.
Here's the thing too, is the only reason why she broke it off was literally because she said, oh, we all made this pact, and she didn't want to didn't want to break the promise. So I mean, if she still likes him, like, what?
Yeah,
like, fuck her promise, like,
right.
Well, especially now they're having a fucking baby
now they're having a baby, like,
yeah.
I'd be curious if they really want to keep this baby, or if it's just like, we feel like we need to, or if
I don't know.
You know, that's a whole other thing there.
Yeah.
But yeah, just fucking tell her, and also don't make promises. Don't tell people to promise not to fuck somebody or whatever. Just
tell your brother stop fucking your friends.
Yeah, and even then, just don't tell people, like, even then, like, who fucking cares? But yeah, at the same time, if you are going to be that way to both sides. Don't be like just one side.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Listen, I know my brother has an irresistible dick, but don't go for it. Like, what? Okay.
How do you know? But don't go for it.
But don't go for it. It's a trick. Look what he did to Olivia. Look at her over there.
Olivia's off living her fucking best life right now.
Right? My God.
Honestly, it sounds like the friend is the toxic one here if Olivia left, but I could be, reading into it too much. Who knows? Who fucking knows how it went down? But yeah, just fucking tell her. So that was my relationships.
God. Where's mine? Okay. Mine's messy, and we're going back to cousins.
Ooh. Okay.
Cousins.
I, 25 female, unknowingly started dating my cousin's 27 female ex, 27 male, and now her and her parents are demanding I publicly break up with him. So I started unknowingly dating my cousin's ex, and now her parents are demanding I publicly break up with him. I like to read sometimes I like to read the fucking titles outright without the ages because I feel like pausing to tell their ages it confuses people.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But okay, so
especially because sometimes they put the ages in weird spots.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, so I've been dating my boyfriend for a year now. Things have been perfect. Things have been perfect. They've been so perfect. Things have been perfect until recently. Last week, my boyfriend and I were at my parents' house when my cousin and her mom showed up. My cousin immediately freaked out when she saw my boyfriend, and my aunt started screaming at him. She kept demanding to know what he was doing here. It turns out my boyfriend was the horrible ex my cousin is always ranting about. My cousin and I aren't close at all. Before my boyfriend broke up with her 3 years ago, I would see her maybe once a year, if that. After the breakup, most of her friends ditched her and she started spending more time with family. We still aren't close though. She would always tell us about how her horrible ex kicked her out of his apartment when she was jobless and had nowhere else to go after being together for 2 years. My boyfriend's side of the story is a little bit different. He said his ex was a gold digger who tried to baby trap him as soon as he let her move in with him. He said he knew her parents lived close by, so he wasn't making her homeless since she could have easily moved back in with them. My boyfriend and I ended up leaving my parents' house that day because my cousin was getting hysterical. They've since been calling and texting me every single day demanding I break up with him. They want me to make the breakup public, either in front of our family, his family, or his friends. Because apparently my cousin had thought he was going to propose to her and had told everyone, only for him to break up with her a few days later. My cousin and her parents want him to feel the embarrassment and hurt he made her feel. I don't want any part in their plans for revenge, but I also don't know what to do. I know it's not a good idea to date an ex of a family member, but I'm already too emotionally invested in him to make the clear choice. My boyfriend said if I wanted to break up over this, he would understand. What should I do?
How small are these towns?
Oh, for real. Right?
So my thing is, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, seeing as how it took you a literal year to find out.
Right.
It took you a year to find out that your boyfriend dated your cousin 3 years ago.
So it doesn't come up.
It's been 3 fucking years.
So here's the thing. She needs to get over this fucking dude, which sounds like she hasn't. And her parents, shut the fuck up. God, I hate when parents are like doing this shit with like
meddling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's so unattractive.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, so first of all, she's not close with her cousin. So who gives a fuck to begin with, right? Like, don't care. And man, her parents are like, oh, you need to publicly. I don't gotta do shit. You know what I gotta do? Shit. I'm gonna publicly block you. That's what I'm gonna fucking do. I'm gonna ignore you and live my fucking life. I want to know what because they came over to her family's house, right? So what does your parents say? Do your parents not give a fuck? Because if so, who gives a shit from now on?
Yeah.
Like, and even if they did care, like, it's your fucking life. It took you a literal year to find out that I'm dating your ex. That means we're not close.
Aunt and your uncle are being shitty. Oh no, who cares?
Oh man.
Hey, And they've been dating for a while, and it took a year to find out. So it's clearly not that big of a deal.
People are
just like territorial about weird things.
People put way too much emphasis on extended family.
They do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They really do. Like, look, just because you're my family doesn't mean that you're not fucking toxic and being shitty. And that, and I can literally just drop you at the drop of a hat. Like, I don't have to fucking stand here and listen to this. If you still like him and you still enjoy this relationship, fuck them then. Who cares?
Yeah.
I understand being like wary, like wanting to understand the story more. But if the answers are sufficient for you, and don't really apply to your relationship, because every relationship's different. Maybe they had a shitty one, but they're more compatible. Maybe. If the answers are sufficient to you, that's really all that matters. If there's some serious red flags, like maybe he was abusive, because that could carry over, that's different. But if it's just like, well, he dumped me and I don't like that, like, I don't think that's valid enough.
Yeah, who fucking cares at that point?
And also, somebody brought up, it's not like the cousin's doing this to spare OP of anything, purely seems to fulfill her own happiness. That's the thing too. Yeah. She doesn't give a shit about if he's treating her really well or anything. It's specifically, he wronged me, you should be on my side because we're why? Because we're family?
But why? Like, you just found out.
You literally just found out. Yeah. Who cares?
So we're not that close.
You literally need to get over this.
It's
not
been
only
3
did
years.
she not know that. Right, like, so the OP didn't know the boyfriend, so they're clearly not close. And now the cousin didn't know that's her new boyfriend.
Yeah.
So really,
exactly.
It's not like they met at a family party or something. Like,
so what should you do? You should fucking block them and move on with your life.
Also, it says her cousin is, it says her cousin is 27 now, which means that they were 25 or 24. Like, chill the fuck out. They were 24 at the time. Like, get over it. Yeah. You're fine.
Yeah. It's not like her ex-husband and, I don't know.
Move on with your life. Holy shit.
Well,
move to a bigger town also.
Yeah, move to a bigger town, yeah. If you are any way able to date your cousin's exes, then you're living in too small of a town.
The town's too small.
Yeah.
Town's too small.
Get the fuck out of there.
Ugh, weird.
All right, Sushi, finish us off. What you got?
Okay. Here I go. I feel like my 22 female relationship with my brother, 14 male, is straining one of my other friendships, 26 male. What can I do? This one's non-romantic, but it's kind of like, interesting. So I, 22 female, have been friends with this one dude since March, 26 male. Due to COVID, a lot of our interaction is online. We play video games, I let him rant about stuff, and we share a few other friends too. Well, over the last year or so, my brother, 14 male, has been going from child to teenager in that he's joining social media sites and also playing video games with me. Since we have a strong bond and have similar interests, he also has trouble making friends due to ADHD. I invite him to some games with friends aged between 16 to 30, male and female. Everyone is cool with him except for the friend I mentioned above. At first, he just tolerated him. My brother doesn't hang out with us that often. I even reduced the amount of times I let him play with us because this one friend finds him annoying. But then he started talking shit about him. I can't talk about my home life without some remark about my childish little brother. He's a child? ? Eventually, this led to an argument with the friend and I, all because my brother wanted to play a game on my PC while I was on the phone with him. He would have been wearing headphones while I was talking, and I said I can go into another room, but the friend was having none of it, and we ended the call. At that point, I wanted to make it very clear that I care about my brother and told him that. He was more worried that I was mad at him than giving a sincere apology. But I was glad we were talking again, and I hoped it was over. I decided to just keep them two separate, which worked, and my brother understands. He picked up on the issue after the argument. But it would lead to me having to leave either one or the other out of things, mostly my brother, because my friend likes to talk a lot, and he takes up a lot of the time. He still talks shit about him, though, and now my brother feels excluded because I don't let him play with me as much. I'm so frustrated since my other friends otherwise enjoy his company and love having him around. Plus, I don't force my brother on anyone and always ask before inviting him to join stuff. What can I do? TLDR, friend doesn't like my brother and talk shit about him. Eventually led to a fight, and now I feel frustrated because my brother feels excluded not being able to hang out as much with my other friends anymore. I have so many fucking opinions. They're like,
I do too. Yeah.
So, okay. So for me, first of all, she understands that he's a child.
Right, he is a child.
And he is a child.
He's
yeah,
a child.
she understands
14.
he's a child. This is how 14-year-olds act, right? No one else in the group has a problem but you. Do you think that maybe you're the fucking problem? Maybe
What's the common denominator here?
maybe don't talk shit about people's siblings. Like, if there's not an obvious problem, maybe don't talk shit about 14.
26-year-old man talking about a 14-year-old.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe don't be an old ass man talking about a fucking 14-year-old child.
Yeah, like that's the big thing too.
Do you think you're cool?
I can understand you can be 26 and maybe just you don't want to hang out with this 14-year-old. I get it. That's normal. You shouldn't be wanting to hang out with a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
But you cross the line when you're fucking making fun of them and saying and talking shit for no reason.
Yeah.
Like there's a difference in like, I find this person annoying because they're a kid. You're allowed to find them annoying, but this is also her fucking brother. Like, and you're not. It doesn't make you a bigger man or a bigger person to be fucking making fun of him.
I feel like the key word here was that all of their interactions are internet interactions, right?
Yeah. So they're just in Discord.
This is a gamer like anti-social incel interaction. This is a dude who sits at his computer all fucking day, and we all know he sits at his computer all fucking day, but thinks he's fucking tough shit. Like, bro, you're not cool because you're talking shit about a child.
Yeah.
You're not, dude. You're not edgy. You're not cool. No one gives a fuck. This is the kind of guy who's like, I'm an asshole, so you just got to deal with it. No, I don't. We can kick you out of the fucking group. Here we go, kicking you out. Like, you don't get to fucking play games with us anymore because no one fucking can stand you. But also the whole thing with she got on the phone with him and he was having none of it. Well, then fuck him then.
Yeah. What does this dude bring to the table that he's like that you want to keep him around?
You know,
I don't understand why the OP wants this guy as.
She obviously has enough sympathy that she's like, I understand that my brother feels left out, and it makes her upset that he feels left out. So you know what you have to do already. Tell this other he's more worried that I'm upset with him. That means that he doesn't understand what the real problem is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So maybe you need to take a step back from this dude and tell him, look, until you can get over this thing or just deal with the fact that, hey, I'm going to be playing games with my brother and everybody else in the social group thinks it's fine. You know, like, you're just going to have to get over it.
But here's another thing. So he's 26, right? And he, as she says, he takes up a lot of her time.
Yep.
He's like trying to put a wedge between him and her and the brother, and that's really weird and jealous and like.
But also the fact that she uses the word friend too. She just like, they're just friends, right? So why is
this guy does not think they're just friends? I guarantee
no, he doesn't. 100%.
No.
And that's the thing is, why is someone who's just your friend?
Why would he care?
Why is he consuming so much of your time?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's so much going on here. I feel like he might even be like kind of grooming her, even though she's 22. That's still pretty young. He's 26.
Yeah, that is kind of young.
There's a lot going on here.
Yeah. There's a lot. And unfortunately, because it's all online too, it's like maybe she would have a better understanding of the situation and what she needs to do if she could see it, you know? Because there's a difference between someone looking you in the eye and going, your brother's a piece of shit. Oh, man, I'm making fun of him. And blah, blah, blah. And then, like, just hearing it over, like, Discord or in a game, you know? Like, of course it's shitty, but there's, like, this whole other level of personal to it when you look someone in the eye and see it.
And well, there's also there's something to think about with this too. Is this kid's still in his like fucking developmental years, right? The last thing this kid needs to be hearing is last thing he needs is to be getting bullied by a 26-year-old.
Yeah,
like to be hearing some shit or like being made to feel bad about being a fucking kid. Like, yeah, guess what? A 14-year-old's going to be kind of fucking annoying. They're 14 years old. But you don't treat them like shit because of that. Like, you don't talk shit about them.
But also, he is diagnosed with ADD, and he's having to deal with that and figure out how to control that and live his life with that as well. And that's got to be even more shitty, knowing that, like, some of these things you can't control, and this 26-year-old man is just making fun of you, and your sister's not doing anything about it.
And let's also take into account that right now, like, you know, we're a lot older than a 14-year-old kid.
Yeah.
You know, we're fucking suffering here in this lockdown. All of us are. Everybody really is suffering from this lockdown, right? But we have at least like matured and grown, and we've fucking done things and lived our fucking life. This kid literally is 14 and is locked up. You know, like he's getting no social interaction. He's not really fucking getting anything. He's literally locked up with his sister, basically. That's his only fucking social outlet right now. And a time where you need to be making more social connections and talking with more people your age and all this. That shit's fucking off the table for him right now. Yeah. He doesn't get any of that. So like to not be able to include him because of this fucking random 26-year-old dude on the internet, fuck this dude. Like
yeah.
At the end of the day, what's more important, this fucking random fucking friend you got or this person you genuinely, you sound like you care a lot about? Like,
yeah. She should be more wary about why a 26-year-old man wants to separate her from her brother.
Yeah.
I think that's something she's not understanding yet either, because her brain isn't fully developed yet. You know? Because she's only 22. I think there's a glaring red flag that she doesn't even comprehend yet.
Yeah.
It's very bizarre.
I think the biggest advice we could really give would just be dump this fucking dude out of your friend circle. Either sit him down and be like, listen, you either need to shut the fuck up because you're 26 and you're making fun of a 14-year-old and it's my brother, or you're gone. You know, like, it's not a hard decision.
Man, I cannot believe the brain power to be like, yeah, I'm gonna talk shit about her brother, and she's gonna be okay with it. Like, what are you talking about, dude?
She's really gonna want me after I shit on her brother.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, right? Exactly. It's not even like a random 14-year-old, which isn't much better. It's the OP's brother. Where did you think this was going to go?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, you're right, Tom. He sucks.
Yeah.
That's her brother.
Bring that 26-year-old dick over here.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I know exactly how women talk and think.
We all do.
Oh, well, you know what, guys? We managed to do this full episode, and it's not gigantic.
Good job.
That feels fucking good.
That feels good.
Yeah,
it feels good.
good.
Yeah. I mean, I like our big episodes too, but like we managed to do it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I do like this idea of us trying to find a day where we talk about some random fucking internet bullshit just to kind of ramble about.
I'm really excited about that.
Maybe we'll commit, like, 'cause, you know, we've talked about in the past, we had that sushi story with Plum Island where we kind of removed.
Oh, right.
So maybe instead of doing a misconnections one of these weeks, we'll fucking ramble about some. Maybe I'll read my live journals or something during that time.
Oh my God.
Maybe.
I love
oh my
it.
God. What if I bring up our live journals and I assign each one to you?
Oh.
And then I'll read one too, so we all get a live journal entry.
Oh, God.
And you guys can read them as you think that I was when I was.
Oh, God. I would love this so fucking much.
Okay, I love it. I love
this idea.
And then we can do more things like that. And then maybe Sushi can find her login to her my
MySpace or something.
What it was, the Zanga or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, Zanga. Oh my God, live journal.
Do you remember Dead Journal? It was literally just like the edgy alternative to live journal.
Or there was a vampire one. What the fuck was it called? Vampire
Journal.
Vampire journals. Yeah, something like that. Fuck.
God, I hate edgelords from the fucking early 2000s.
Oh my God.
So good.
We were the worst.
I'm going to be fucking crying at these live journal things because I know what they are, and they're fucking bad.
God.
They are bad.
I don't even remember any of my usernames for live journals, so.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't remember my username.
Yeah.
And I didn't solidify Sushi Monster over everything until, like, 15 years ago. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
When it comes to like all of my logins and stuff, I have all this fucking shit locked up. Like, maybe one day I'll tell you guys about the story about how the username ZZZ999ZZZ999ZZZ came up.
Fucking hell. I hate it already.
I hate it.
I
already hate it.
Long story short, middle school, had a crush on a girl, wanted to message her, didn't want to do my real thing, made up a mystery one.
And that's the name you came up with? It couldn't have been like not AJ.
It's totally not AJ.
There's a whole story.
Definitely not AJ in a trench coat.
A whole story there that's also probably I got a lot of dumb stories, but
Yeah.
You do.
There he goes. You did a lot of dumb fucking shit.
I did a lot of dumb fucking shit. But if you guys have dumb fucking stories revolving your old fucking live journals or Zengas or anything, let us know. Hit us up at ESH Podcast on Twitter or on email at contact@everyonesuckshare.com.
The internet.
Brain fart.
And I have been trying. I did get I got some clips made from one of the minisodes, and I did post those on Twitter and Instagram, and I plan on doing more. I realized that Twitter has like the whole limitation of 2 minutes and 20 seconds or whatever the fuck it is, and
Something
then
like that.
I can post longer ones to Instagram, but it's a whole, you have to post like the weird IGTV thing. I'm still new to all that shit because I don't know Instagram at all. So
I got you.
yeah, we're gonna try to get the Instagram shit figured out, but there is extra content on there if you guys missed it. I'm saying this at the very end where everybody's not even listening anymore, but I'll say it at the beginning of the next time. All right, so goodbye forever.
Bye.